Hi everybody, this is John Stokes from All Outdoor, and today I'm going to be talking about the Bond Arms Snake Slayer. Now the Bond Arms is made right here in Texas, and that's one of the reasons I like it. It is a hefty, heavy stainless steel and wood tank of a gun. This is a fine firearm, and it has a kind of a cult following. And I was first exposed to it from a review that one of our other writers did on All Outdoor. And so when I moved out to the country, I thought, man, I have to get one of those in case of snakes. So I picked up the Snake Slayer. I mean, I think you can see on the side here, the little badge. It's got a snake on it. It says Snake Slayer. And this is the 4 1/4 inch barrel model. And so this is chambered in 410/45 long Colt. So you can shoot either a 410 load, which is what I use for snakes. I use a hunting load in 410, just something I picked up off the shelf. It's a 6-shot high velocity hunting load. It's got a little bit of a kick to it, but that's okay because the Bond Arms Derringer is pretty heavy. It's a heavy little gun. And this Hornady Critical Defense and 45 long Colt is also really nice, and so I've shot a bit of that as well. Likes and dislikes. I like the stainless steel look. I like the weight of it. I like the overall style. I like this extended grip here. They don't all come with that. Some of them are a little shorter. I have largish hands, and so I end up needing a little bit more grip space. Another thing that I like about this is it feels to me like a fairly safe gun. And what I mean by that, I mean something specific. I mean in the sense of I have small kids, and I like to carry this as a kind of a farm or ranch gun and a camp gun. And it's not a self-defense piece. It's more of like it's a utility. It's a tool. So I'm here on my property, and we have snakes, and we have critters, and we have coyotes, and I feel pretty good carrying this because I can hit with it. But the other thing about this is that it's tough to manipulate if you don't have some stout hands. So little fingers and little hands are not going to be able to work this. They're not going to be able to work this hammer. First off, there's a safety here. That's pretty easy to manipulate, but the hammer has a stiff pull, and then the trigger is supposed to be about 7 pounds, which is pretty standard. It's on the heavy side, but standard-ish for a defensive handgun. And it's got to be way heavier, especially they come from the factory pretty heavier. A lot of guys send theirs back to have them fixed, and so have them lightened up a bit. So the trigger is stout. This is a tough pull, and there's this extra manual safety. And so all in all, you got kind of 3 layers of defense in case just on the off random chance the gun falls out of a holster and a kid picks it up, or I'm camping, I've got it on my person somehow and somebody gets hold of it that shouldn't have it, God forbid. Now when I'm at home, nothing is loaded in the house, and I keep everything locked in the safe. But you know, if I'm out and about and I'm camping with the kids, I like having the confidence that if God forbid somebody were to find it, they would not be able to manipulate this weapon. So that's a bonus, but that comes with some downsides, and that's what I'll talk about next. Because this gun is it's so peculiar, and it's kind of difficult to fire. It's hard to hit with, and a lot of guys will admit to this, and I'm definitely one that will admit to it. It's hard for me to stay on target with this gun at any kind of decent range. This is a point-blank weapon, or it's good for shooting shot shells. But if I was going to do any real, I would not ever carry this for defensive purposes. Now some people do. The gun has a cult following. People learn to shoot it, they train with it, they get good with it, and they carry it for defense. But that's not going to be me. It's heavy. You only got 2 shots, and the trigger pull is heavy. So this is not my first or 2nd or 3rd choice, or even 10th choice for a defensive firearm. So I'm not in the market for that. I can hit with it, but it takes some getting used to, and it takes some adjustment. And the problem isn't just that the gun is heavy. If you take a look at how you have to hold it, you'll notice that my trigger finger is down here, and then my knuckle is way up here. So you're not getting anything like a straight across pull. You're kind of having to pull up, but then you have to work. It works against you because you've got to push down. The motion is down into the back to get this thing to fire. Okay, so it's down and to the back to fire it, and it's just awkward. It really is awkward, and it's got quite a bit of kick to it, and you can choke up on it. It's possible to choke up on it pretty well. Now, you don't ever want to get up on it to where you're pressing this hammer, because pressing the hammer will make the trigger pull that much stiffer. So, but you can get up on it a decent amount and then pull it. I'm at an awkward position here, trying to hold the camera, so I'm kind of not able to manipulate it very well. But you can get this thing. You can train on it, and you can make it work, and you can make it work for you. And I've got to where I'm not going to get that much in the A zone from 15 feet, but I can at least kind of stay on the paper with it. A couple more boxes, and I would be okay with it. The other downside is the sights. There's just not a lot of contrast there. You can see it's all stainless, and so it's kind of hard to acquire that front sight. It's just not super user friendly. What some people will do is they'll put a little dot of something luminescent or nail polish or something right here on the tip. I'm probably going to do that eventually, and that can help with your aim. So, there's drawbacks, there's good, there's bad to this. I like it for a camp gun and a utility gun and a tool. I do not like it for an EDC piece or a carry piece or defensive use or something like that. It's good for critters environments, and it's good for if you're camping, you got kids around. The other thing that's nice about this weapon is you can get a variety of barrels for it, and they're very easy to interchange. So you can see this top hinge here. It just has just a plain old Allen wrench, and it's very simple. You can swap this out. This is a 357 Magnum barrel. So with just these two barrels, I've got 4 calibers. I've got 45 long Colt and 410 with this one barrel, and then I've got 357 and 38 special I can run in this barrel. So that's 4 calibers with these two barrels. I've also got a 22 long rifle barrel. I have not shot out of this barrel, but I'll put it on eventually and try it out. And so you get a lot of flexibility, and they sell all kind of barrels for these. You can get 9mm, you can get 45 ACP, you can get 380, you name it, you can get a barrel for it if it's a pistol caliber. And they all are on the same platform. So you buy one gun, and then you can just swap out barrels all day long. So that's a really nice feature. The accessories for this gun are also nice. This is a nice, you can see the suede holster here. It's got a clip on the back. You can get them different ways. I got the clip version. There's a few other alternatives. It's got the Star of Texas on it, which I think is cool because I live in Texas, so I like that. Stuff it in there, put it in the scabbard. In the holster, pardon me, and it's ready to go. It's good to go. So you could put this in a purse. I don't recommend that. I recommend on body carry always. And so if I'm running around the property here, if I'm on a tractor, if I'm doing yard work, if I'm anywhere where I might run into a snake, I will use this. I will have this on me. I have not killed snakes with it. I have killed snakes with shovels out here, because typically when I see one, it's around my car or someplace that I don't want to get a gun out and shoot at it. But I've been out to the pond and I've shot at some snakes with it, but they were a bit too far off. At some point I'll probably have some snakes on this.